My name, who you are. I ask the question.
My name is Pansy. My son is Dakota Bright. He was shot. He's 15. He was shot and killed by the police department. They shot him in the back of his head.
Pertaining to what? What was their excuse for killing him?
They say he put the gun on them.
Okay, and he was shot in the back of the head.
Yes.
Okay. The first story we got from his actual friend whose house he was leaving, he described, Dakota as being hungry. He wanted to come eat. He wanted to come to grandma's house. What other place to come but to grandma's house and eat? Some good food. And that's where he was coming. Changing the clothes and all that. Was he just getting out of school?
No, he was. They tried to jump on him at school actually.
Right.
And
who? Can you say you got a?
I don't know.
Some
the,
guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, the assistant. What is his name? The attendance man and the head of security called me and sent them home because they had just been trying to jump on them.
Okay, so
and they had sent them home.
Okay, so he had just got out of a bad predicament situation. So I got some further information about an incident that happened prior about the police messing with him. And tell me more about that.
Okay, my daughter now is her friend. Her brother and my son was going to the same grammar school.
Okay.
And they got into it, and then the sister and the brother, they jumped on my son. And then the police was called and said that my son had a gun.
Right.
When they jumped, he had just left out of school. You know he ain't had no gun in school. Just left up out of school. The police got him. He was trying to kick him out. The police car like face all scratched up and everything. And they telling him they lock him up, And when they lock him up, he was kicking the back of the police car like I ain't did nothing, I ain't did nothing. Right. And they opened up the door and kicked him in his mouth and kicked his teeth down his throat. And then the police, the judge,
I want to explain that.
They made me and him sign a paper saying that he assaulted the police officer, so we couldn't take no action for him to get out the hot home.
So they forcefully tricked you.
Yes.
And your son to sign a signature to make it so you couldn't fight back justice. You couldn't justify your case.
Yeah.
So with that leading into them doing this horrific act, this fatal act to your son, what would you like done to this police department, to this actual police who pulled this trigger? Or was it more than one police?
It was one police that did it, but they all covered it up.
Yes.
They all covered it up because they stood around my son's body.
For how long?
For like 5 hours.
Right.
They stood around his body, had him handcuffed. He was shot in the back of his head. He was deceased already. And y'all stood around and y'all act like y'all was searching for a gun,
When they really had to wait for them to bring a gun to the scene. Right.
Because if he pointed a gun at you, what are you looking for?
What a gun at? I mean, what did it disappear
for?
from then out?
You shot him halfway down the block and you looking for a gun on the corner.
Exactly.
First off, you say he started running through the alley. Right. So how did the gun get to the corner? Right. He was running and threw the gun on the corner in your face.
Right.
That's just too much.
I want you to tell people how old your son was.
He was 15 years old.
We gotta exercise that. He was 15.
Yeah. And then the news talking about he 20. And then I talked to somebody. They say, well, that's how old he looked. Come on now. If he laying face forward, they can't see how he looked.
Exactly.
Because they got the whole time he was laying face down. So how would you know how old he looked?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just
to
make y'all look good.
Though. Exactly.
I mean, it don't.
Right.
But they make up stories. That's where it comes from. Yeah. They make up what they want you to know.
We want people to hear the parent being having the knowledge of that. This is a regular thing. I don't know exactly your background, but I can almost for sure that you know somebody that have been through this before. You know somebody who dealt with police brutality.
Yes.
And this is a norm for us in the neighborhood, and this is a problem. really appreciate you just giving us any type of insight on his story, because there has been 4 more kids in the same week we got killed, along with your son, which completes the 4th. And 5 made last night, someone was killed.
You need to speak up,
yes.
because you, and I feel so bad right now, because all the time I hear it, I have never got up there and walked with nobody.
Right.
I have never.
But you know what?
Did anything.
It ain't our fault that it's like that. We've been born into that type of belief that the celebrity death is more important than a guy right on the next block. We had damn near 500 rising on the murder count. And this a bad thing right here.
Yeah.
You know,
and they not doing nothing. And then they say what they can and can't do, and the police scared. They ain't no police scared.
Exactly. It's us that's really scared.
It's scared.
For real, it's us that's really
scared. Because if you walking down the street, you got your hand in your pocket, it's okay for them to up their gun on you. You pull out a insured drink and you getting shot, and that's okay. Yeah. And that's what they just said and told me, like, we're justified for pulling our guns out.
Unfortunately, today when we went down to City Hall, a lot of these cops, they ain't gonna pass to the other cops.
Yeah.
Which is gonna lead to something like this again. And which is gonna lead to me probably interviewing another mother. You know, and it's sad.
That's what I just got through telling them, like they riding past, you know, taking pictures of our license plates and stuff.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing. So you think, you telling me, oh, well, nothing's gonna happen to you all, that's them doing the investigation. How can you tell me my family gonna be safe or anybody else gonna be safe because we want this man locked up?
Right.
We want him prosecuted.
Right.
And because we're speaking out, they're taking action, because best believe people finna start, it's finna be all type of stuff happening.
All type of stuff,
you know
with a ripple effect happening to the neighborhood now.
Exactly.
They finna start taking their anger out on the neighborhood.
Exactly.
Which we don't need no more, we don't need nothing else to abuse us.
Yeah.
Which is why we gotta organize.
We gotta organize ourselves. And we out, you know, we can keep coming together and come together, but if we trying to find our problem from them, instead of solving it with us, we ain't gonna get nothing done.
Yeah.
And, we definitely need mothers like you. We need sons like your son. We need kids that came out today, and the youth and our elders, to listen to your story and to see your story. This is put out here to go nationwide. This is put out here so everybody can see that this ain't just going on in their hood.
Yeah.
You know, and most importantly, it's happening the most right here in Chicago. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. And to finish off, I just want you to tell the camera who you are again. And,
we got more deaths here during the summer than the whole war.
Come on. And, just, you know, emphasize, you know, what it means to you, what it means for them to take your child away as young as they did, you know. And, that'll be enough for us. I don't really want to have you keep on talking about it.
I'm Pansy. My son is Dakota Bright. He was 15. He was shot in the back of the head and killed by Chicago Police Department. I was told today that I can stop saying that my son's soul is not laying in that yard, that his soul is with God, but a part of him is over there in that yard. I don't care what nobody tell me.
I feel you.
You know?
We need real justice for that. We need that officer locked up.
Yes, and I want him to come from out that yard, because not only is he going to be, everybody keeps saying rest in peace, he can't.
He can't.
And neither can his mother,
his
father, his uncle, his auntie. None of us will be able to rest in peace. So all the rest in peace, when it's brought to justice, then we can say rest in peace. That's why I never say rest in peace. I say CPDK.
Say that again.
I never say rest in peace. I say CPDK.
Chicago Police Department killers.
All right. And you know what we facing here? We facing all across the country, in Europe, in the Caribbean, everywhere we are.
All our black people.
And we got to organize internationally. We are one African people. And we gotta unite for the liberation of Africa.
I mean, and there's other people getting it together already. With us being where this oppression is coming down on Chicago the most, we should be one of the strongest chapters. We should be one of the people, the most biggest cities to unite as black people, like literally, because that's where we gonna get our answers from at the end of the day. That's who gonna fund us.
Right.
We've been leaning towards them forever, asking them to help us.
And they ain't doing
you know,
nothing.
and they throwing out the look. They throw out 10,000 jobs and 10 million people messed up. Still ain't eating. That don't even out. So who can we lean to but us? But us. I mean, and a lot of people waking up. A lot of people starting to take this serious. Because it is serious. It's been happening in Chicago forever. This ain't new.
And that's
This
why I
ain't
just
new.
got through saying, like,
This ain't new.
I mean, it's different when it's not you and you can't feel nobody else's pain. But then when it's at your front door, it's like, damn, I could have, you know what I'm saying, said some type of words. I could have got up and I could have even walked down the block.
But look at the reaction we get though. You know, it was a small amount of us. We get it. If we step up. If we was down there, just a more 100 more people, we got a different reaction. You know, the more people, the bigger the reaction. You know, and that's all we gonna get from them is a reaction. We ain't gonna get no answers. You know, we gonna solve our own problems. Exactly. They ain't gonna get you. They took you up in that room and danced you all around and all that. And you strong. You ain't finna bite for none of that. And I feel you.
I won't judge that. You know, I gotta go to take my son clothes to the
Okay,
football.
let's go on ahead.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.